they're lined up in time, that should do it. Two empty beats for home on the range. Such beautiful playing, beautiful playing. Ah, something else quick. What could we do? Let's try Italian Festival. Maybe there's time for Italian Festival. Italian Festival. Always a popular one. That was the signal. Alberta, the cheer song. They might have thought that was the fanfare to process, but they didn't. Alberta. Empty downbeat. there at the end. Fan trim.
All praise to you, gracious Creator. You have gathered us in this university community to praise you by our words and our works. Bless the University of Alberta, which seeks to teach whatsoever things are true. Bless the students and professors, the non-academic staff and support staff, the administration, and those who volunteer on the University Board of Governors, the Senate, and the Alumni Council, and all who promote sound education in our community. We ask that those who leave here today, blessed with their degrees, may be given grace and strength to serve in our global home. May we grow in wisdom and grace before you and all your people. May this university always be a home of truth and wisdom, of faith and goodwill towards all. Please be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome to the University of Alberta. My name is Ralph Young, and I have the privilege of serving as the Chancellor of our university and representing the public interest in the university. To begin, I wish to acknowledge and honor all Indigenous peoples, including the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations of Treaty 6, and to acknowledge the traditional lands on which we are gathered today. I also wish to acknowledge and honor the immigrants from many nations whose contributions have added so much to our rich heritage. Our university is blessed with a diverse and inclusive culture, which is built on the legacy of all those who have come before us. Today, we pledge to uphold that legacy as we continue to pursue our motto, whatsoever things are true. So on behalf of the entire community, I'm delighted to welcome you all to this convocation. We're very pleased that so many family and friends could join us as we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. Graduation from the University of Alberta is a significant milestone, and we're honored that you're here to share it with us today. The tradition of convocation, a gathering together of all qualified degree holders in a university community, dates back almost 700 years to medieval times. Generations of scholars have walked in your footsteps. Led by our Chief Marshal and the University Mace, today's formal procession to the stage originates in the procession of the Guild of Teachers. The University coat of arms above us includes the Great Horned Owl, the Book of Learning, the pronghorn from Alberta's coat of arms, and our own Golden Bear, mascot of our university. Our university motto, Caecumque Vera, Latin for whatsoever things are true, is at its foundation. As Chancellor, I wear our university green and gold with pride and respect. And the various gowns, hoods, and caps declare in their various designs and colors the qualifications of the faculty who are here to celebrate with you. Similarly, your academic apparel signifies to everyone here and to our society your faculty and your degree of proficiency as graduates. Today, each of you will cross the stage as your name is called, and that will be the most important moment of the ceremony. Your degree will be conferred when I congratulate you and shake hands, and that moment will bind you and the university together for all time. Your family and friends are witness to that commitment. All of the history and tradition within today's ceremony is in honor of you, our graduates. And that's why we're so glad that you are here, because our future depends on you. We're also privileged to welcome Mr. Dennis Erker, who has accepted our invitation to receive an honorary doctorate of laws. An honorary doctorate recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrates extraordinary achievements, and recognizes remarkable service to community. And you'll hear more about Mr. Erker in a few moments. Joining the celebration on the stage today is our President, Dr. Indira Samarasekera, and Mr. Douglas Goss, Chair of our Board of Governors. And I'm equally delighted to welcome here on stage Chancellors and Board Emeritus and past honorary degree recipients, Drs. John Ferguson and Eric Newell. Board Chair Emeritus and past honorary degree recipient, the Honorable Dr. James Edwards. Past honorary degree recipient, the Honorable Alan Wakowicz, now Chancellor of the Concordia University College. Past honorary degree recipients, Drs. William Stewart, Bob Stedward, Bunny Ferguson, Louise Hayes, Larry Wang, and Bruce Hogle. The Honorable Madam Justice Donna Reed, Court of Queen's Bench. The Honorable David Dorward, Associate Minister of Aboriginal Relations and MLA for Edmonton Gold Bar. I also wish to recognize Elder Betty Flaherty, who is here today to extend a special personal note of congratulations to our Aboriginal graduates as they receive their degrees. So we are all here to celebrate. We have a huge platform audience, and we are here to celebrate your very special day. It's now my pleasure to welcome the Chair of the Board of Governors of the University of Alberta, Mr. Douglas Goss.
Well, thank you, Chancellor. President Dearest M Erker, distinguished guests, graduates, family, friends, all these great past board chairs, a little intimidating. Of course, special welcome to my friend Dennis Erker, our honorary doctorate inductee, and his friends and family who are up here to my right. I'm absolutely honored to bring greetings on behalf of our Board of Governors. You know, Convocation is that very special time when, as you can see, the entire university community gathers to celebrate your tremendous achievements. And indeed, we have much to celebrate, but today we especially celebrate you, the graduating class of 2014. You've achieved a level of excellence which will be forever recognized in your university degree, a U of A degree. Now, as chair of the board, I want to assure you that this university remains steadfast in its pursuit of being one among the world's finest public universities. We're committed to excellence across this entire institution. You know, it's an extraordinary time for this university in our province. I would say the eyes of the world are on this province unlike ever before. And your degree positions you to compete with the very, very best in the world. You're only limited, and our province is only limited by our own ambition and creativity, both of which I know you have and we have as a province in abundance. You know, of all the things we do as a university, we hold the memory of what's gone on before, and we push the levels of discovery, but by far the most important thing we do is we produce great citizens, and that's you. You're our pride and joy, and I know you'll bring great honor to the institution as you work to solve the many challenges we face in our region, our province, and in fact, the whole global community. So the Board of Governors salutes you today. We hope that this ceremony will be remembered by you as a highlight in a full and satisfying career. Remain ambitious, remain creative in all your pursuits. Congratulations to you, your families, and our very best wishes in all your future endeavors. Now it's my privilege to introduce the Honorable David Dorward, Associate Minister of Aboriginal Relations and MLA for Edmonton Gold Bar. David.
Thank you, Board Chair Goss. Thank you, Chancellor Ralph Young. Good afternoon, President Samara Sakara, faculty, staff, graduates, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to bring you greetings on behalf of Premier Jim Prentice, who is also the Minister of Aboriginal Relations, and a person I'm so pleased to be able to work with so closely in that role, and all of the government of Alberta, my colleagues, all of them MLAs in the Assembly. I'm so delighted to join you on this special day. Mr. Dennis Erker, a community is not one, but often a community gets the opportunity to say thanks to one, an exceptional one, a person who stands out. All here today will be enriched by your story and will be also enriched by your words. Thank you so much for your service to our community. Alberta's future is bright, and your future, students, graduates, as the class of 2014 is just as bright. What opportunities you have ahead of you. What opportunities to continue your learning in the province and in our great world. I congratulate you for demonstrating the courage and commitment to get through the tough times, to follow your passion, and to make your dream a reality. You should be so proud of your accomplishments, you and your families. You should celebrate your success in the company of those family members and your friends who stood by you and pushed you to excel, as you have done, clearly. Education, physical education, recreation, and agriculture, life, and environmental sciences are honorable and rewarding professions. I have to mention Campus Saint-Jean in my area. Bonjour. And in Gold Bar, it's very special to be able to have Campus Saint-Jean there. As graduates from one of the most respected post-secondary institutions in Alberta, and my alma mater, and in fact respected around the world, you can be confident that you have the knowledge and skills now to be able to step out into that world and make a difference. Congratulations and thanks so much.
Class of 2014, my congratulations to you all. Today is a day of celebration and achievement, your achievement. You have worked hard, tested your limits, and passed. A university education at its best is one of the most important intellectual and personal journeys of life. I hope that your journey has taken you a great distance and included as many rewards as challenges. I want to thank you for taking that journey at the University of Alberta. Thank you for the privilege of allowing us to be your guides through what no doubt seemed like a minefield of tricky situations and explosive problems. Thank you for bringing your best to our classrooms and labs, to co-ops and internships, to clubs and committees, and for striving to contribute to the rich, diverse mix of ideas and activities that defines our campus community. Thanks to that diversity, the University of Alberta is a large, complex community. You might even call it a messy, mixed-up place. But if you ask me, that's exactly how it should be. Ours is a world where different disciplines share classrooms, where local meets international, where left meets right, where your perspective can run headlong into mine. And if we're paying attention to each other, something entirely different emerges. Some have called the modern university a multiversity. When you leap into the arena of that multiverse, some days it's hard not to come out a little bit bruised, but you also come out stronger, having taken on challenges you may not have known existed before you went in. I hope you agree. That's learning at its best. So today we celebrate your successful journey through the multiverse of a university degree. On the one hand, you're finished, and the other just beginning. What's next? I remember that question looming very large when I sat where you sit today. Things were different then. When I graduated, I just needed to spruce up my resume and think about preparing applications for graduate school. But you don't just have to box up your books and throw out your notes. You have to clean up that Facebook profile. Reconsider that Twitter handle, which seemed really cool when you were 17. Yeah, right. And finally get LinkedIn. And figure out how to craft an application letter that will hit all those keywords so it gets past the computer and seen by a human being. To top it off, it might even be time to finally move out of the basement. Or move back in. All joking aside, you don't need me to tell you that you're graduating into a period of considerable challenges. The job market for new grads is highly competitive right now. This fall, we've had many stark reminders that our country, along with the global community, faces significant and urgent social, political, and environmental problems that require ingenious, creative solutions. A lot will be asked of you in the years and decades ahead. But in this, your generation is similar to many who have been here before you. Consider, for example, the U of A's class of 1914. Canada had just entered the war, and before it was over, 3/4 of the U of A student body and half of its staff left campus to serve the war effort. 85 didn't return. You're fortunate today. 100 years later, you're not faced with such a stark choice. However, there is still so much to do in this world, so much that needs to be done. We need you to embrace the challenges you see, like so many before you, and join in the effort to solve them. It won't be easy, but I have complete confidence that you'll answer that challenge. Why do I have this confidence? I've already noted you've just completed a journey through the multiverse of the university. Along the way, you've acquired experiences, qualifications, and skills that won't appear on your transcript, but will likely prove to be more valuable than what does. First among them, you've learned how to learn. You've learned how to learn several different things at once. You have figured out how to negotiate the ins and outs of a huge and complex organization. You've also learned how to work with and for others. Most importantly, it is my hope that your time at the University of Alberta has inspired you to seek excellence. Not just the right answer, but excellence. In doing that, I hope that you've discovered the power and strength that emerges from that pursuit. That power is best captured for me in the following quotation. Excellence can be attained if you care more than others think is wise, risk more than others think is safe, dream more than others think is practical, and expect more than others think is possible. Unquote. Excellence is not, as you might think, the safe route. It's not about fulfilling the expectations of the status quo. It is about reaching for the discovery of new knowledge, new ideas, new ways of thinking that can lead to great change. I think of the old ways of thinking that had to be broken down by so many courageous people before the Berlin Wall could fall. An event that few in my generation imagined possible until it happened. But as German Chancellor Angela Merkel said at the recent 25th celebration of the fall, and I quote, "The fall of the wall is a message of confidence in our ability to tear down walls today and in the future, walls of dictatorship, violence, ideology, and hostility." Is this too good to be true? A daydream that will burst like a bubble? No. The fall of the wall has shown us that dreams can come true, unquote. Today, we still face problems as intractable and enormous as the Berlin Wall seemed then. The answers we currently have aren't enough. We need you to care more, take risks, dream big, and find solutions that so far have eluded us. I urge you to leap into life to seek excellence. Take on what's next with all of the knowledge, the ingenuity, and energy you have. Graduates, today you enter the family of U of A alumni numbering more than 275,000. If you look back through the history of our university, you will find so many who have dared greatly and achieved excellence. Now it's your turn. You have talents, skills, and privileges. Share them generously and passionately with others and with the world. Look to this great U of A family and to today's honorary degree recipient, Mr. Dennis Erker, for inspiration and for guidance. We will be here to guide you, and to push you forward, to help you care more, dream more, expect more, and achieve more. Good luck, class of 2014. My warmest congratulations to you all.
Knowledge shall not be the concern of scholars alone. The uplifting of the whole people shall be its final goal.
They inspire us all with their brilliance, creative force, and fervent desire to make the world a better place.
I accept in the name of our poor people.
Dream your dreams. It is possible to have a new kind of world.
Those who receive an honorary degree from the University of Alberta set the highest standards of dedication and excellence for students and for society at large.
You will always find it, your own courage or theirs, in the eyes of the other.
Go where there's no path and leave a trail for someone else.
And while their backgrounds and fields of endeavor vary widely, all are exceptional.
Maybe it's best if I just speak from the heart.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
We face today a clash of ignorances.
You are who make the history. You are who create the future.
U of A honorary degree recipients embody the university's vision to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community.
I think we are now in the threshold of a new beginning.
It is a spirit that is building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
It is your attitude that will sustain you. It is not what happens to you, it is what you do with it.
Travel well, travel without prejudice, live long and prosper.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Alberta, I am honored to introduce Dennis M Erker for the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. A highly respected co-founder of one of Canada's leading real estate, planning, and group insurance brokerage service companies, Mr. Erker's definition of service moves well beyond building the trust in a successful corporate-client relationship. Service for Dennis is broadly defined by a commitment to building a better community and a better future. This vision of service has driven his passion for a range of charitable and community institutions in health, sports, and the arts, including Kids Cottage, the Art Gallery of Alberta, Edmonton Symphony, Sorrentino's Compassion House, the 1994 World Wheelchair Basketball Championships, the Lois Hole Hospital, and in particular, his tireless efforts on behalf of the Mazankowski Alberta Heart Institute and the Stollery Children's Hospital. I think you get the picture.
As Honorary Colonel of the Loyal Edmonton Regiment, Mr. Erker's volunteer service has extended well beyond honorary. He has been the driving force behind the successful completion and operation of Valor Place, a facility to provide hope away from home in support of all Canadian Forces members, families of the fallen veterans and RCMP. Dennis Erker focuses his remarkable work on an ethic of making a difference. His enduring corporate and community leadership reflects a powerful combination of initiative and compassion. His success reveals an equally powerful combination of perseverance and integrity. Eminent Chancellor, it is with great pride and respect I present to you Dennis M. Erker.
Dennis M. Erker, in recognition of an exceptional community builder, contributing enduring support for Canada's military families, and leadership in advancing the arts, athletics, public service, health, and education, I desire to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws, and to express the hope that we shall continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come. Congratulations, Dennis. I'll just take you over here and look over the podium.
Eminent Chancellor, President, Chairman of the Board of Governors, graduates, friends and family, and a very special thank you to Don Hickey for his kind and over-generous introduction. You will be the same person 5 years from now, except for the people you meet and the books you read. It's an expression that I often use, and it's the heart of my comments to you today. I'm especially pleased to be sharing this afternoon with members of my former faculty, Education. But my basic message is relevant to all. The impact that you make in the life of another is something that you may never realize, but it can make a profound difference, and you can determine by your attitude whether that'll be a positive or negative influence. I would not be here accepting this tremendous honor were it not been for the people who challenged me to stretch, venture out of my comfort zone in order to maximize my abilities, to not only meet goals, but to continue to set higher ones. People who taught me the importance of meeting and fulfilling financial and moral obligations. People who taught me to give back to my community. People who taught me, even as an older individual, that I could still serve my country. And people who taught me that merely being good wasn't always good enough. I was adopted into a hardworking family that didn't place a great deal of emphasis on education. As such, I was the first of our family to graduate from high school. Those were in the days when the full weight of one final departmental exam determined pass or failure in grade 12. Throughout high school, I would have been quite happy being a truck driver. However, there was a particular teacher who sensed that this career choice would not stretch me to my potential. That high school teacher wasn't easy on me. If anything, he was very tough, always demanding better performance. At the same time, he had me apply to the Faculty of Education at the University of Alberta. My family couldn't afford tuition, neither could I. This teacher undertook to personally lend me money so that I could attend university. Incidentally, although he admittedly never needed the money repaid, it was never deemed to be a gift. The lesson I learned from repaying that loan with interest was yet another way in which this mentor helped me grow as a person. I offered many times over the years to prepay the loan, but he insisted on the original terms, and my check was sent once a year for 20 years with interest until it was fully repaid. That same teacher had some favorite sayings that were repeated many times in class, and they had a profound impact as I moved through life. One of his favorites was a Shakespearean. To thy own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. I could have had my teaching certificate after my second year at that time, but with the encouragement of my mentor, I continued pursuing my degree. As with most students, my summer jobs served to earn enough money to go back the following year. One of my first summer jobs was selling Fuller brush door to door. Probably one of the best life experiences I have ever had in learning about persistence, attitude, and people. My sales supervisor would get more and more excited with every rejection we got at the door, and he would say, "This is so good, it's so exciting. The law of averages says we're getting closer and closer to a yes." That lesson served me well in business. That sales manager also convinced me that the sale doesn't start until the prospect says no. At the end of my third year at university, naive as I was, when I saw an ad saying a company was hiring for a position in Western Canada, I confidently applied for what I thought was another summer job. Well, I'm still doing that summer job, selling life insurance and employee benefits. I have never in my life earned a regular paycheck. At this point in my personal history, there would have been some who would say, what a shame and what a waste it was that I didn't graduate with my education degree all those many years ago. I have never considered my education to be a waste. My years as a student at the University of Alberta helped me to expand my thought possibilities and to see opportunities. No education is a waste. The real waste is when we do not continue to educate ourselves. I believe that whatever level of education one achieves merely gives you the right and the responsibility to prove yourself. Many times when completing background questionnaires over the years, the question of education appears. My answer has always been continuing. Because I believe that the end of growth is the beginning of decay. And that implies in business, education, and personal relationships. As I took a detour from my university education, again, I was fortunate in having the right people in my life. My initial sales manager wouldn't relent until I set up 10 sales calls per day, and I didn't leave the office until it was done. As a student from rural Alberta, I knew virtually no one in Edmonton to call on, other than other financially challenged university students like myself. I was left with no choice but to make cold calls to people I'd never met. This was done, by the way, in the days of the rotary phones, so by the end of the day, your finger got a little tired. But I kept doing what I was told to meet the goals that were set, and my business began to grow. And oddly enough, the harder I worked, the luckier I got. As I progressed in business, another mentor came into my life, a much older gentleman who took me under his wing merely because I came from the farm and he thought that the work ethic I had would be helpful. He taught me about persistence, hard work, and character, and something I'm still working on, punctuality. I was 23 and he was over 70. One day, as I was angrily composing a letter of resignation from the insurance company, he suddenly appeared at my door and stood there for a while, and he simply said, "You can always tell the size of a man by the size of the things that bother him." I never did submit that letter. A few years into my business career, I formed a long-term partnership with Grant Fairley, who not only challenged me to raise the bar in terms of sales performance, but even more significantly, he taught me the importance of giving back to the community. While I was struggling to keep the wolf from the door, he had me sign a donation pledge for United Way for more money than I had in the bank. Ignoring my pleas for poverty, he said I had until Christmas to submit the donation, and somehow I managed. The satisfaction that came from that was enormous. But what it also did, it brought me in direct contact with very prominent and successful members of the business community, an association which opened many doors and resulted in many of these individuals becoming clients and friends. It was yet another lesson in the importance of honoring commitments in order to earn respect in the community, but even more so, self-respect. An early client of mine who had a great impact on my life was J.R. Shaw. His business success even then was impressive. But it was when I came to know him better as a person that I realized the depth of his character, much of it formed from gems of wisdom that he shared with his father. Never leave a table you can't return to. Always leave something on the table for the other side. And one other was, you can never die with too many friends. All powerful statements for anyone. This business mentor with his wife Carol and family have become lifelong friends. JR set the bar high in business and community roles in our city and our country. The person who probably taught me the most about putting perceived problems into perspective, and he just appeared on the screen, was someone who all accounts should not have achieved anything other than staying alive in a respirator. Gary McPherson contracted polio at an early age and was kept alive in an iron lung for many years. As he grew older, he learned to frog breathe, but that meant that with every breath he took, it required a conscious effort while he wasn't on the respirator. Gary eventually wrote a book called With Every Breath I Take. What Gary lacked in physical ability as a quadriplegic, he compensated for with his intelligence and determination. He created and ran businesses and sports teams from his bed in a hospital. When visiting him, if one dared to complain about life being rough, Gary would just calmly say, "Why don't you tell me about your problems?" That had a tendency to put things into perspective. While I've experienced growth through people that I've met through my industry and my community, the growth would not have been complete without the great books that I have read. Many of them timeless in the lessons that are to be learned from them. Although time prevents me from sharing my favorites today, I want to single out a more recent book because of the message that it has that is of particular significance for those of you that are being honored here today. The Power of Why by Amanda Lang. The essence of the book is that the curiosity of children is innate. But our society tends to squelch it at an early age because it's often considered disruptive, annoying, and sometimes embarrassing. That curiosity, that why, or that why not, is what has resulted in some of the greatest advancements known to civilization. The teachers in our presence have the opportunity, the honor, and the challenge of directing some of those inquiring young minds to stretch the boundaries on what is presently known and discovered. You can make such an overwhelming difference by the support and nurture that you provide to our present and future students. Volunteering has been a part of giving back to the community that has blessed our family greatly. Through a variety of worthy organizations, I have met some wonderful people, each of them being part of what has helped me grow as a person. Volunteerism is the greatest way of connecting with the community in which you live and work. The returns that come in a sense of pride and accomplishment will far outweigh the financial and time commitments that are required. In light of recent events in our country, I am particularly honored to serve as an honorary colonel of the Loyal Edmonton Regiment. This voluntary position, while it has proven to require more time and effort than initially expected, has also proven to be one of the most enlightening and gratifying responsibilities I've ever undertaken. I've had the privilege of meeting some of the most dedicated and outstanding individuals that I've ever come to know. Our regiment is comprised of reservists, many of whom you may unknowingly meet here on campus or in your civilian positions. You will see them proudly representing the regiments of our country at home and abroad in various military capacities. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge with the deepest gratitude and sincerity my deepest appreciation, personal appreciation for each of them and what they represent. They're all heroes for the willingness they put in, for their willingness to put themselves in harm's way to make our country and our world a better place. One in which people like you and I can have the opportunity to speak freely and to become educated. By now you realize the significant impact many people have had on my life. Time does not permit me to recognize all who should be named because of the role they played in my life. But I'd be totally remiss if I didn't mention Doreen. My life partner for almost 50 years, and our precious family. Without her and their unconditional love and support, my life would be much different. I've been truly blessed. As you go from here today, you will have hope to get employment, dreams of the opportunities that will be provided by your lifestyle, and a future that will reward you with long and successful living. I was recently privileged to hear a speaker who conquered Mount Everest more than once. The challenge of his message was profound. And while I'm on the long end of my life and career, you all are at the beginning. His message was, in essence, there comes a time in your life when your memories become more important than your dreams. I'm kind of there now. And he challenged further. He says, look at your life as a movie, but live it in such a way that the movie's worth watching. I can't say it better than that, and that's my final challenge to you. Congratulations to each one of you for the dedication and diligence that you've shown in order to be here and reach the point that you have in celebrating a magnificent milestone in your life. Now go out and make your movie.
Dr. Erker, thank you for your very thoughtful and inspiring words and your message to our graduates. We're very honored at the University of Alberta to be able to close the circle, which started many years ago in the Faculty of Education. Although we may have to withhold his degree for a period of time until he repays the parking fines, which he just told me at noon he still has outstanding. Dennis, you've provided us with a great message of inspiration and life lessons. You, more than anybody, have shown this community how important it is to be not only to be true to oneself, but to be true to your community. You have been a friend, a mentor, and a teacher to many in this audience, and I know we're extremely proud to have this day to honor you. Thank you. I'll now ask Dr. Erker to sign the University Honor Roll. Thank you, Dennis. You bring great credit to us as a university in accepting this honorary degree. And now, graduates, it's your turn. As the name of each graduate is called across the stage, I will formally admit you to your degrees, and we will have an opportunity to congratulate you. On your journey across the stage, you will also walk past the University of Alberta ceremonial mace. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates to the community. I look forward to seeing you on stage.
The candidates for degrees would please rise and follow along on page 4 of your programs. Please stand. Eminent Chancellor and President, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you these scholars and ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
Do you promise faithfully to observe and loyally to maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this, your university? Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country? These.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled and invest you with the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people and to inspire the human spirit, and for all who believe to serve your God. And finally, to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things are true. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Fern Snout, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Education. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Lawrence Michael Abbott. Sherry Rodriguez Antonucci. Neil Anthony Budell. Janice Maria Dix. Erica Irene Dunn. Thanks. Allison J. Lewis. Claudine Cheryl Lewis. Vicky McCree. Janet Louise McConaughey. The Irish have come in force today, I hear. Tanya Dawn Stogry. Holly Rianne White. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Education, Gloria Luisa Antipan. Laura Leanne Bagnall. Leanne Bainbridge. Jenna Lee Tina Bang. Noreen Bashir. Naomi Louise Baker. Jessica Dexter Blake. Oralia Brooke. Stephanie Leanne Bowes. Kelsey Dawn Calhoun. Robert William Carter. Brenda Lynn Chwill. Victoria Gale Cornick. Gladys Patricia Tylene DeFosse. Mark Tweedy Douglas. Clarissa E. Jonathan Ishak. Andrea Camille Fletcher. Sarah Forgy. Erin Nicole Friesen. Kimberly Joanne Friesen. Tia Lynn Gran. Julie Ann Marie Gummison. Angela Jill Hallinar. Kelty Dawn Holly. Regan Carly Holt. Ronald Edward Horton. Ryan Matthew Jacobson. Ian Jameson. Nicole Michelle Jameson. Jennifer Marie Carmela Jones. Patrick John Kelly. Carrie Lynn Kenwell. Crystal Lee Gelsberg. Kirsten Klingel. Frances Noreen Corpola. Shelby Lynn Anne Laframboise Helgeson. Syed Mohammed Fahad Latifi. Anne Lee. Michael John Leutz. Anne Marie Lysing. Kimberly Roshan Ma. Luis Fernando Marin. Dana Marie McComish. Adam Eric Murray. Walid Ahmad Najmuddin. Abraham Wafula Namukoa. Katrina O'Donnell. Kirsten Jane Olson. Laura Dorothy Pollack. Blair Jason Rogest. Lindsay Ann Redman. Debbie Reed. Charlene Wendy Roberge. Patrick Corey Schiller. Jason Schilling. Brett Thomas Seater. Sonia Segal. Kira Gayleen Shaw. Christy Elaine Smith. Lynn Catherine Sonnenberg. Rianne Elvira Spans. Marina Spreen. Robert Paul Stesick. Christy Lee Megan Steedman. Elizabeth Hazel Stevenson. Jennifer Elizabeth Taylor. Julie Mae Teskey. Ruby Yvonne Tillman. Corey Lane Tomlinson. Anastasia Tsantali. Aurelia Orsama. Francisco Vargas. Tyler Victor Verheg. Deanna Lee Vixie. Valentin Villatoro.
Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Library and Information Studies, Catherine Danielle Cherrick. Diego Ibarra. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Education, Suzanne Catherine Bergeron, with distinction. Leah Caroline Bendera Rempel. Lisa Debbie Bloomer, with distinction. Jeffrey Allen Bone. Jenna Leanne Bruce. Natasha Ashley Byrne. Raylene Rachel Cardinal. Kelsey Paige Cheel. Diane Adrian Dimozak. Tanya Estelle Draney, with distinction. Robin Alexandra Fensky. Justin Christopher Scoville Florian, with distinction. Sheena Nellie Frencheater. Michael Douglas Gordelick. Also getting a Bachelor of Physical Education, Elspeth Mary Greer. George Ghassan Haddad. Anthony Allen Harder. Robert Scott Harrison. Robin Lynn Hogland. Megan Elizabeth Hurst, with distinction. Tyler James Huxama. Jordana Poshan Hon. Ivana Irene Hershowi. Kirsten Eileen Lene Isherwood, with distinction. Rachel Jackson. Dakota Mary Jesse. Ashley Nichelle Jones, with distinction. Shiva Kazimi. Simia Sumana Khan. Sejong Kim. Haley Jean Klein. Max Richard Lonce. Yelena Latinovich. Cindy Lynn Lewis. Sabrina Paula Lewis. Kara Leanne Mackey. Timothy Jordan Maxwell, with distinction. Haley Christine McCormick. Bruce Lewis McGilvery. Jeremy Scott Molzan. Shabnam Muratkan. Carrie Ellen Okamau. Michael Wayne Olson. Taylor Nicole Parker, with distinction. Alejandro Bastos Penteado. Elizabeth Marilla Joan Plain. Amberly Rosalina Rain. Manal Muhammad Ramadan. Brett Allen Regier. Michael William Roberts. Madison Dawn Kathleen Rose. Shannon Nicole Rue. Brittany Dean Rushfeld. Caitlin Jeanette Irene Ryan Jean. Elizabeth Eva Satra, with distinction. Stephanie Shea Savage. Suban Salaman Dahir. Kelsey Brooke Scott. Andrea Sinclair. Nathan Christopher Statsuish. Frances Jacqueline Steinhauer. Jeanette Margaret Taylor. Patty Lynn Terrio, with distinction. Jody Thiru. Blake Allen Tugas. Nicole Rose Treble. Thelma Esther Van Heerden. Desiree Jangles Warholic, with distinction.
That's Vitaliano.
Patrick Sean Vitaliano Watkins. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Wendy Rogers, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Physical Education and Recreation. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Zoe Avner. Marianne Irene Clark. Katie Zoe Davies. Chia Ying Liao. Joseph Peter Mills. Kyung Jun Yi. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Arts, Jocelyn Faye Chikinda. Shayna Michelle Fairbairn. Jennifer Lee Kentel. Therese Ellen Salinix. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Science, Devin Brent Phillips. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Physical Education. Jillian Marie Bastarash. Zachary Harrison Blaine. Amy Alicia Bruce. Kelsey Lee Ching. Daniel Genie. Cassandra Elizabeth Just Nielsen. Eun-Young Kim, with distinction. Megan Marie Kletke. Selena Allison Koopman. Catherine Ann Kowalik. Michelle Lynn Leger. Lael Randall Mackus. Amy Rose McAleese. Ashley Marie McNutt. Jordan Kenneth Naturkic. Christina Nicole Northcott, with distinction. Jacob John Penner. Jessica Perrault. Ariana Lee Stenzel. Kirk Michael Sant. Bradley Andrew Tannehill. Kelly Lynn Turner. Jordan Christopher Tyler. Carly Leah Van Tetering. Marion Lida Wolf. Inas Yagi. Adam Siddiq Zainul. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology. Corey Joel Effa, with distinction. Lauren Jenna Gavi. Ashley Janet Kime, with distinction. Ian Christopher Pellet. Lisa Marie Rombo, with distinction. Tara Jean Strakeys, with distinction. Joseph Daniel Voss, with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Recreation, Sport, and Tourism. Mackenzie Kara Amies. Emily Margaret Chell. Craig Michael Dodds. Matthew Charles Dunn. Katrina Gabrielle Klein. Tiffany Anna Lowry, with distinction. Jose Leah Meston. Charissa Bella Schumann. Carolyn Elizabeth Smith, with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Stanford Blade, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Agricultural, Life, and Environmental Sciences. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, George Kwasi Danso. Maria Isabel Espinosa Gonzalez. Xiaoxi Lin. Yang Liu.
Just John Miklovic.
John Miklovic.
This is Marie-Claude Roy.
Marie-Claude Roy.
Sanchez Maldonado.
Alma Fernanda Sanchez Maldonado. Chenxing Sun. Jing Chan.
Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Arts, Lara Jean Pinchbeck. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Science, Andrea Marie Baludis. Brett Afton Campbell. Minje Chen. Nusrat Jahan Deepa. Darren Gerard Horsma. Jennifer Lynn Hyson. Michelle Robin Hoffman. Anahita Hosseini Matin. Ichong Jin. Coral Elena Kent Dennis. Anna Jane Louise Kessler. Sean Peter Kolbaba. Maria Kupriva. Amanda Long. Carlos Alberto Lozano. Warren Marshall Noga. Neshat Pazuki Mohar. Catherine Elizabeth Sprague. Dara Yvette Lavers Thompson. Cassidy K. Van Rensen. Iran Zhang. Jining Zhu. Godwin Ziga. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Agriculture, Ali Dikla Kagdas. Diba Shamim. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, Xingyi Ma. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Food Science, Laura Mackenzie Adam with distinction. Leah Corinne Allen with distinction. Christina Renee Cartwright with distinction. Samantha Lee Chambers. Roxanne Inaya. Caitlin Emelina Harris with distinction. Teresa Lynn Jungwith. Alyssa Robin Lim. Megan Ann McLavish with distinction. Ziyu Shu. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental and Conservation Sciences, Sawyer John de Saulnier. Heather Jean Nelson with distinction. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Human Ecology, Teresa Nicole Beaton. Aislinn Janaea Chan with distinction. Emily Dimchuk with distinction. Shannon Marion Fox with distinction. Jacqueline Brianne Fraser with distinction. Randy Elise Johnson. Sydney Ann Kello. Varushka Ann Lesky. Kayla Emiko Nosworthy. Sarah Foe. Holly Lee Postma-Strand. Laura Ann Scott. Tobin Ruben Shadlin. Shannon Marie Wilson. Kimberly Marie Wu. Angela Jane Zimmerman. Jessica Breda. Brianne Plamondon. Éminent chancelier, au nom de la professeure Pierre-Ève Monquet, j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter les gradués de baccalauréat de la faculté Saint-Jean au grade de maîtrise en sciences de l'éducation. Adèle Elizabeth Aucoin. Christian Laroche. Alice Prophète. Joya Salustio Jarvis. Éminence au grade de baccalauréat en art, Carrie Dawn Pifley. Jessica Tivierge avec distinction. Éminence au grade de baccalauréat en sciences, Sophie Marie Erickson. Eh bien, on a reçu son baccalauréat en sciences et baccalauréat en éducation, Alexandra Cynthia Robin.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you the remaining scholars whose names appear in the convocation program, but who are not in attendance.
Wow, what a great afternoon. I think you'll agree with me that seeing today's graduates cross the stage is impressive. Today is a truly proud moment for the University of Alberta. In total, we will graduate 8,699 students at the convocation ceremonies held this spring and fall. Graduates, you are now part of the U of A's family. Your U of A degree can never be dissolved. Think of the U of A colors of green and gold. Gold is a precious metal that withstands the ravages of time. It can be molded into any shape, stretched into a fine thread, and still retain its fundamental qualities. It is a fitting symbol of the permanence of the relationship you share with the University of Alberta. Green, on the other hand, is a symbol of growth and change, of new beginnings. Taken together, the green and gold encapsulate what I hope the education you've received at the University of Alberta means to you. If we have done our job well, your education should be a permanent and enriching feature of your life, as well as an important source of lifelong personal and professional growth. Graduates, it's your turn now to get up, to turn around, and to give a huge round of applause to the people who supported you throughout it all, your parents, your siblings, your spouses, your friends, partners. Okay, now that I have all of you back with us, it's time to turn our attention to the final part of today's ceremony. Before we formally induct all of you into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, we want to remind you of the journey you've been on to get to this ceremony with the presentation of a special video montage. The song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Saint Jean in celebration of the university's centenary in 2008 and is performed by Chorale Saint Jean under the direction of Laurier Fagnon. Laurier is here with us. Where are you, Laurier? There you are, back there. It was composed by Professor Emeritus Dr. Franz Levasseur-Ouimet and arranged by U of A alumnus Dr. Alan Bevan. Captures the hopefulness and potential of days spent at the university. I hope that the images that will accompany the song show some of your own particular story and bring back fond memories of your time spent here. Enjoy.
Je
Eminent Chancellor, my name is Heather Raymond, and it is my honor to welcome you officially induct you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Among your alumni family are a Prime Minister, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and a Nobel laureate, as well as many other outstanding business leaders, artists, educators, and humanitarians around the world. Alumni all dedicated to uplifting the whole people. Today, you become alumni of the University of Alberta and join this illustrious group. Graduates, would you please stand? As a new ambassador for the University of Alberta, I call upon you to use the knowledge you have gained here for the betterment of yourself and others. I call upon you to maintain a lifelong connection with your university. As an alumnus of the University of Alberta, be proud of your degrees and your fellow alumni. Nurture lifelong friendships cultivated on this campus. Celebrate our university's many successes and recommend it to others. Take part in your alumni association's many events and activities. You are officially a lifetime member of a powerful worldwide network of friends and colleagues. On behalf of all alumni, I'm very pleased to welcome you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Congratulations and best wishes in your future endeavors. Please be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Raymond. Now, just a few final words to our graduates. All of us on the stage understand how hard you've worked to get to this point. We commend you on your determination and your achievements. Our honorary degree recipient today has offered us a brilliant example of the value and importance and impact of friends, mentors, and teachers. We hope that 5 years from today, as Dennis said, that you'll be able to look out and see the impact that friends and mentors and teachers have had on you. Dr. Dennis Erker, thank you again for sharing your story and for participating and being part of our University of Alberta family. Thank you. Graduates, the world is also open for you to be the leaders of tomorrow. I encourage you to remember our university motto, to pursue truth. I charge you to commit to the University of Alberta promise of uplifting the whole people through service to your chosen career and to our society. Also, on your behalf, I wish to thank our superb vocalist, Ms. Katrina Townsend, and our outstanding Convocation Band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. And in closing, a few final words to our graduates. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking on the responsibility of a university graduate. And thank you for joining our alumni family. I'm pleased to invite you all to join us in the main floor lobby and the first balcony lobby for refreshments and fellowship. So graduates, may your dreams take you far, but may you always remain close to your alma mater, University of Alberta. Enjoy your celebration.